So we are in the presence of greatness. So we just put our hands together just at the start. I'm honoured to be sat here. The 26ers is an amazing concept by Alias, and it's about supporting people achieve their marathon dreams. It's super exciting. But what's really exciting is having Geoffrey and Emmanuel Mutai here. For those of you who don't know, Geoffrey Mutai is the fastest marathoner in history. He ran 2:03:02 in Boston in 2011, which is insanely fast, and we'll talk about that in a second. And Emmanuel is the fourth fastest marathoner in history, with 2:03:52, I think is his PB. And he's also the course record holder at the London Marathon when he won it in 2011 with 2:04:40 off the top of my head. So we are in the presence of greatness. So we just put our hands together just at the start. I remember watching it live. No one felt, well, certainly the commentators didn't pick up that the world's fastest time was on. Were you running for the time, or were you just running on field?
Actually, for me, when I remember about Boston that time, actually I was in good form. And for me, when I was looking at the time and the distance, I was not calculating good because it was written in miles, and for me, I know kilometers most of the time. So I was only looking that I'm still having a long journey. Even when I was in 16 miles, I did not calculate well to know that 16 miles is how many kilometers. But I realized later when I was in 30 kilometers that I'm too faster. But I say that I cannot reduce because I was focused to the end. I did not know that I can run faster like that.
Do you think, I mean, that day you had a great race with Moses Mosop, I believe. Do you think having the two of you race each other as well took your mind off the time and helped you to push yourself even a bit harder?
Yeah, surely when Mosop lost the cup, he lost the cup and he did not come and stay with me. He tried again to push it a lot. And for me, I tried to resist again the pace, and we pushed it together. That pace, because everyone was new, there was no anyone know each other. If the races will go like that, when you're competing with anyone and you don't know each other, and you want only to focus for the finishing, we can run the amazing time, surely.
Emmanuel, it took you, I think, 4 attempts to win the London Marathon, but you won it in a course record in 2011, 2:04:40. What did you learn from those first 3 attempts at London that helped you to win it at the 4th go?
Yeah, for me, I tried almost 4 times, but maybe I would have not known how to tackle the London Marathon because the first time I came here it was my second, my third race, so maybe I could have more experience about the London. But I tried my best, but 2011 was a good year for me because I trained well and focused more on London. That's made me to run a personal best that year, but the several years I've been doing it was almost 2 or 6, but that year made me to run 2011 run 2:04 for my personal best, but I was hoping maybe I'd run 2:05, but at the end I ran 2:04. So but I feel good that year because even though the field was not so strong, but I managed to run a good time.
And people talk about London at our level, at an amateur level, as being a flat, fast course. But at the highest elite level, people seem to say that it isn't the fastest. It's maybe not as fast as Berlin, maybe it's not as fast as Rotterdam as a course. At the speed you're running London Marathon, what makes it maybe 30 seconds slower than other courses? Is it the corners? Is it the cobbles aren't there anymore? But what is it about the course?
For me, I see the London course is more flat, but not so much. But towards the end of the race, is some downhills, and also maybe a lot of times that's make sometimes the time because a bit slow as compared to other races.
Okay, now if we fast forward to this year's race, Geoffrey, we watched you in New York take down Mo Farah. I have to say, you looked amazing, you looked very relaxed. You ran off a very slow start, you ran a pretty fast time. Did you feel as good as you looked on the telly? So you looked like you were very relaxed, you looked like it wasn't a maximum effort, you looked like you were quite controlled.
Actually, I was thinking even to run 59, but in the beginning to the 5 kilometer, it was a little slow, and of course it was so cold. For me, the weather there, it was cold, and when I see the ground, there was no one can assist me and come and push it. When my colleague from here, Moha, he came and I tried to call him, but he stayed in my back. For me, when I see that, I try to focus to the finish. I say, let me only do my best, and the strong will survive.
It was an excellent race, and you raced very, very well. Emmanuel, as amateur runners, we're all focused on the weather an awful lot for Sunday. Is it going to be too hot? Is it going to be too cold? Is it going to be windy? And Geoffrey was just saying about how cold New York was. What would be your ideal weather conditions for Sunday?
For me, I see the favorable weather condition for the marathon is between 11, maybe and 15 degrees is okay. But sometimes also it's depends how the condition is. Maybe it's very cold but no wind. But sometimes maybe it's sunny but it's a lot of wind, so that may affect performance. But for sure, we don't have to complain about the time of the weather because we don't know how it will be on that day. But that day will determine everything as far as the race is concerned.
When you're running so fast and people are making such aggressive moves and it's really hurting, what do you think of? How do you deal with those painful times?
As the pace go high and the people on the ground is there, the all things, every distance is going with your body, how you feel, how the speed is going. So if the speed is so high, you cannot manage, you can drop yourself in that pace and control yourself towards the finishing. You cannot just force yourself. Most of the time you can find that yourself when the pace is so high and you feel like you want to push it again to close the gap, you will find yourself, you are already stopped. You don't know that you are already stopped. So you must be careful when your body is not responding well, don't force yourself. Actually, for me, if I can answer you, that to break a world record is not easy, but sometimes it's easy. It is easy when the organizer or the race call you and give you a very good pacemakers and arrange everything for you. But if they cannot call so many strong athletes, and you will break the world record. But when you get a strong athletes and you want to break the world record, everyone will look at you. When you try to move, to do any motion, any movement, everyone is for you. So you cannot focus, they disturb you. That is why it cannot be easy. I think you understand first, I say when you want it.
For me, to break the world record, maybe need more concentration, but also the course, you see, it's like in Berlin, the course is okay as compared to other races. Also Chicago, I see Chicago is a good course that world record can be looked as far as, that Chicago sometimes weather is terrible, so, but for sure Berlin is a good course to break the world record. But also the feel or the stroke of the feet sometimes affect the performance in the when you try to make a world record. But for me, I don't see. Also, when you train good and the shape is okay, it doesn't matter how the feet is strong are, but maybe you have to sacrifice yourself and try as much as you can grab it. For me, what I think about it.
It depends sometimes. Yeah. The last week, is the time you want to recover. You know the training is coming down. So if the training is going down, you can go about 25 kilometers or 30 kilometers, moderate speed, and on the speed road. But the training is coming down toward the competition.
Geoffrey, and how long was your longest long run in preparation?
My preparation is my longest long run is 40 kilometers.
And Emmanuel, what about your longest run? Geoffrey did 40k. What was your longest run? And do you know how fast you went?
For me, I did the longest run twice. That was 40 kilometers, but the other was 38 or 5.
So 42k for your longest run.
Yeah.
Marathon distance.
Yes.
How fast did you run?
No, I can do maybe 2.5. Yeah.
What on high altitude?